Well, hey there, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Phil-Am coach. I also go by the name of Tony. And in today's topic, I would like to discuss about the importance of how to prepare to get a K-1 visa. So if you're a couple, you've already built a relationship and you're at the point where you want to start processing to get a K-1 visa, there's a lot of items, required items, and not all couples are going to be the same. So I may mention some things that don't pertain to all the couples, but I'm going to try to highlight on everything. I'm going to try to do this quickly, so you may want to take notes. But one of the most important things is realizing that, when you start a long distance relationship or USCIS, they're going to want to know, how did the couple find each other? Did you guys use a dating site? Was it a paying dating site? Was it a free dating site? Was it a social network such as Facebook or some other social network that is free? Was it a introductory program? Maybe you came to the Philippines, or maybe you went to Thailand and you were introduced by friends, or there could have been pen pal introductory, whatever the means of finding each other. Some guys even just go on a vacation, Thailand or the Philippines. They go on a vacation and they just found their fiance, and that's how they're going to tell the U.S. government, we found each other while I was on vacation, or we found each other while we were using a dating app, or we found each other on Facebook. All right. So the importance of, providing that information is that's going to be one of the major things that they want to know is, how did you find each other? They want to know if that was an international marriage broker matchmaking entity, or was it a free social network? So just keep that in mind, is that has to be brought up. It's very important knowing how you guys found each other. Moving on, the next thing that they're going to want to know, or what's going to be needed, is proof of meeting. This couple, they're engaged. Did they meet in person? That's what they want to know. They really want to know, did this couple actually meet in person? Chatting online, video chatting, is not meeting in person. They want to know that you guys were in the same room, breathing the same air. Okay, so meeting in person is generally a requirement. It's not easy to try to get out of that requirement, though some have tried. But really, everybody that files an I-129F is going to be expected to provide supporting documents to show that they actually met in person. All right, so what's important about the supporting documents is if you're a man coming from the United States and you're going to the Philippines, you need to save some items. Your U.S. passport is going to be one very useful supporting document, such as, they're going to see the stamp in your visa page showing that you arrived in the Philippines. They're going to see a stamp showing that you departed the Philippines. So that's one good item. Other really helpful items are going to be your trip itinerary. Did you use orbitz.com, or did you just go directly to Delta, or which airline did you buy the tickets from? So saving all of that information, printing it out if it was online, or if you went into a travel agency, save all of your documentation that you purchased an airline ticket, maybe from New York or Los Angeles. You flew to Japan, or you flew to Thailand or Hong Kong or South Korea, and then onward to the Philippines, and then your return. Okay, so save all of your supporting documents showing that you actually went to the Philippines. So it's going to coincide with your passport stamps when you arrived and you departed. So these are very helpful items in proving that you actually did go to the Philippines. The other important items is, if you and your girl or you and your guy are staying in a hotel during your vacation, they're going to want to see some receipts of that. Even better is if you have receipts that show, the sponsor's name and the beneficiary's name on it. That's really strong. That way they really know that, hey, this guy went to the Philippines and he actually spent time with this one girl. Maybe without that, they could actually, get sidetracked thinking, well, maybe he came to the Philippines, or maybe he came to Thailand and met several girls. Okay, so it's really a good idea to try to get both your names on hotel receipts if you can. It's helpful. Other receipts that are helpful is showing, that you were in the Philippines, you went to a mall, maybe the SM Mall of Asia, and you purchased some gifts there. You saved the receipts for your gifts. Maybe you ate at some restaurants there, so you saved those receipts. Maybe you used some ATM machine. Maybe you went and exchanged your U.S. currency into Philippine pesos, and you have a little chunk of paper that shows that. So any of these items are of importance in proving and it's establishing that, hey, this guy and this girl really were were together, physically together. Lastly is photos. All right. So showing that the couple was, physically together, you should have at least 10. It could be more. I wouldn't really do less than 10, but at least 10 good quality photos. They want unretouched photos, so I would advise you to go to a photo studio and let them print them out, maybe a size 6x7, give or take, but fairly large photos that are good and clear, and no hats covering your face, no sunglasses covering your face. Best to not use selfie photos. If you can get somebody to take a picture of you guys, the couple standing, back a little bit to show your whole body or your chest up, show some background that you're in the Philippines or you're in Thailand. You see some trees, you see some beaches or some boats. Any indication that, hey, this is the Philippines or this is Thailand, then that's just making it more believable. Now, the couple doesn't have to be loving on each other and kissing or anything in the pictures. They just want to see a genuinely happy couple together. All right, holding hands or your arm around her or her sitting on your lap or sitting next to each other at a dinner table or sitting in the sand at the beach, doing exciting things. They just want to see a happy couple. You don't need pictures with family members in it. You don't need pictures with friends or other people, just the sponsor and the beneficiary in the picture. However, if the beneficiary has children that are going to be a part of the K-1 visa processing, then I would advise making 2 or 3 additional pictures of the mom and her children together with the sponsor. That way USCIS knows that the sponsor is aware of his alien fiance having children. Okay, so like I said, not every couple's going to fit that criteria, but if you do, then there's some good helpful information right there for you. The other thing is, they're going to want to know, did your alien fiance, the beneficiary, did she work in another country? Has she been overseas? Was she an OFW, overseas Filipino worker? How long was she there? At some point, she's going to need a police certificate from that other country. But it depends on which country it was, and it's also going to depend on how long she worked in that country. She'll need an NBI clearance if she's from the Philippines. That's also a National Bureau of Investigation police record. She'll need that. But some of these items are not going to be used with your I-129F application. They will be used throughout the course of getting the K-1 visa. So a lot of these items are going to be used at the K-1 visa interview. Just getting the I-129F out of the way, they're going to need to know at least 5 years of your past history, sponsor and beneficiary. Where did you both live? What addresses? You need to provide addresses of every place you lived for the last 5 years. You're going to need to provide addresses and employment information for the last 5 years. If you were unemployed, then you put down I was unemployed and the date the unemployment started to present. Okay, so every couple has a different scenario. They're going to want to know the sponsor. He's a big part of the picture. Does this guy have any criminal convictions, felonies? Certain felonies are going to make it tough. And in some instances, you may not even qualify to be a sponsor for a K-1 visa. And you should seek legal counsel before attempting to even file an I-129F to get a K-1 visa. It's going to be very important that you provide information about your mother, your father, provide information about children, whether they're living with you or not, whether they're grown up or they're still young. They're going to need to be mentioned. This is information that's going to be part of the I-129F. Later on, there's going to be another online application as part of the K-1 interview, which is the DS-160. That's going to, they're going to need all that information. They're going to want to know where the alien fiance went to school. Where did she live? Where did she go to, where did she work at? You want to know that you can pass a medical exam. Do you have vaccines? Have you had any run-in with the laws? They're going to ask you a lot of questions, security questions, but for everybody, and everybody's different. But from my experience, and I've been helping couples for about 20 years, and I could tell you that it's very, very far and few in between that there have been any Thai girl or Filipina girls that have had any criminal records at all. So it's mostly the U.S. sponsors. All right. So let's talk about the U.S. sponsor. DUIs, DWIs, if you had 3 or more, you're going to have to report that. You're going to have to get certified police and court records as a part of the I-129F application. It's also going to be needed at the U.S. Embassy interview when your fiance attends her interview. They want to make sure that she knows. So you got to give her copies of that. Divorces. Have either one of you been married? If you're a Filipino, have you been married before? Are you divorced? I mean, are you annulled? If you're from Thailand, it would be a divorce, same as the United States. So providing records that you are free to marry is going to be a part of, filing the I-129F. It's also going to be items that they're going to want to look at when you go to the U.S. Embassy for your interview. So it doesn't matter if you've been married 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 6 times. They want to know. They want records of that. So be prepared. No matter how long ago it's been. A lot of guys tell me all the time, "Oh my God, I don't have it. I don't know where I can get it, or it's been so long ago." Just know that they're going to want it. And however they find out about it, because I've known guys that couldn't get it, and later on USCIS said, "Hey, what about this one?" And they know. Same way with criminal record. Don't try to sweep something under the carpet thinking that they won't find out, even if it was expunged. You need some legal counseling. You need to talk to somebody just to make sure that you are okay before you file. You want to make sure that you've got all your ducks lined up and that you're good to go, and you can have some peace of mind. The next thing is going to be proving that the relationship is genuine and sincere. How long have you known each other? Have you known each other for 8 months, 5 months, 4 months? Some people have known each other for 5 years. All right, so whatever the amount of time is, you need to have supporting documents to prove that the relationship is ongoing and that it's genuine. It's a sincere relationship. And, this is, there's a lot of ways to do that. But, we're living in a day and age now where everybody chats or video chats every day. And video chatting is what keeps the relationship alive. It's what keeps it going, the air that your relationship needs to survive. But providing supporting documents is what interviewers really want to see. Okay, so these are items that they're going to use at the K-1 visa interview. Now, not everyone is asked for that, but U.S. Embassy interviewers could, and sometimes they do ask for such items. Emails are helpful. You as a couple, you should email each other once in a while. Chat logs, instant messages, whether it's on Facebook, Viber, WhatsApp, Skype, maybe Telegram. Try to save your instant messages. All right, they're not going to want to see all of them. My God, some couples have thousands and thousands, and it's just impossible to get all of them. But try to save some of them. Generally, I would ask the alien fiance when she's getting ready to go to her K-1 visa interview to try to have at least 50 sheets of paper in a folder titled supporting documents for proof of an ongoing relationship. This is electronic stuff. It could be emails together with chat logs, together with text messages, maybe phone calls. If you made phone calls, use your phone, and you have a phone bill, then provide the phone bill proving that you called such and such a number from the Philippines or from Thailand to the U.S. or vice versa. This is electronic. Or it could actually be postal letters. Not very many people do that, but occasionally some people will send a Christmas card or a postcard. And so if you do have any postal letters, that would be a supporting document as well. So you want to save that. If the sponsor has sent any financial support to his beneficiary in the Philippines or Thailand, and then he would have records. He should be saving records. If he sent you a Western Union, if he sent you a MoneyGram, or if there's another method of sending money, financial support, he should save records of that. The beneficiary on her side should also be saving records and keeping everything nice and orderly according to the date that they were received. An extra thing that I would encourage, especially the younger girls, if you've got a partner that's considerably older than you and the girl is young, then some interviewers are, the mindset is that, well, I know why this young Filipina girl loves this old guy is because financially he's taking care of her. All right. So in order to give the alien fiance some legs to stand on at her interview if asked about it. Let's just say, for an example, you send her $100 Western Union. So now she's got a Western Union receipt for $100. That could be roughly 5,000 pesos here in the Philippines. I would ask her to save receipts. All right, I got 5,000 pesos. I went and paid for my internet bill. That was 1,000 pesos. So I got a receipt for that. And I went and bought groceries. That was 2,000 pesos. So I have a receipt for that. And maybe I used some for medical, or maybe for college, or just try to be accountable by saving receipts to show what you use the money, the 5,000 pesos for, and staple that to your Western Union for that particular time frame. Now, you're not going to be able to save receipts for every little thing, all right? It's hard to get receipts for everything, but the big amounts, try to provide receipts. Okay, so that gives your beneficiary some legs to stand on. It's showing that she's not abusing the relationship, that she's serious, and she's responsible. She's not a party girl. She's not taking your money and going out drinking and dancing at the disco and smoking it up and just wasting your money. She's genuinely sincere, and she's proving that she's using your money wisely, for items that are essential, necessity items. All right, so these are some pointers to help couples out. And maybe you're not sending money at all. Maybe your Filipino or Thai girl already has a job and she's not asking for money. She's got her own money. Well, that's great. All right. So as far as proving the relationship is genuine and sincere, I highly recommend do some emails. They don't have to be long emails. Maybe 5 sentences long. Just talk about things that couples would talk about. What color am I going to paint my house this month? Talk about renovating the house, or I just bought a car. What color is the car? What kind of car is it? Or we're going to go on a picnic, or we're going to go camping, or we're going to go mountain climbing, or we're going to go to this beach, or we're going to go snow skiing. Just talk about general things, that he's doing in the U.S., and she'll talk about things that she's doing here in the Philippines. I wouldn't include anything that is arguing. If the couple had an argument, same way with your chat logs. And if you do a lot of video chatting, and save a couple of screenshots and just say, well, we spend most of our time video chatting. Here's a sample of our screenshot. But don't think that that's the only thing that you can go to the interview and tell them that you have, because they don't really like that. They want some supporting document. They want some hard evidence that they can look at. And in some cases, they will take it from you and they will keep it. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. They have. All right. Your beneficiary is going to need, extra original copies of her birth certificate. The U.S. sponsor is going to need photocopies of his birth certificate. This is pretty much what they're going to be asking for with the I-129F, and going also a K-1 U.S. Embassy interview. Every couple's different. You may be asked for more or less, depending on your situation. But just keep in mind, most importantly is, they want to know that you're both free to marry. So at some point, your alien fiancée, she's going to go to the interview. She's in the Philippines. She's going to be required to provide a PSA, certificate of no marriage. In other words, they call that a CENIMAR. Okay, so she's going to need that. She doesn't need that with the I-129F application, but she will need that when she's getting ready for her U.S. Embassy interview. And it needs to be a brand new one. Same way with her NBI clearance, it needs to be a brand new one. So don't use anything old, or they'll end up rejecting it. They'll ask you to go and get a brand new one. All right. So for now, I think we've pretty much hit on some of the most important items that are going to be required for K1 couples. And this isn't all of it. There's much more after the interview. When your alien fiance has her K1 visa in hand, she's going to have to attend a seminar here in the Philippines. They'll need to go to a CFO seminar before they can leave the Philippines. It's mandatory. And then when they arrive on U.S. soil, they're going to, they've got 90 days. Their visa is good for 90 days. They need to get married only to the sponsor within the first 90 days. After the marriage, they need to adjust their status so that they can become a legal permanent resident. Becoming a legal permanent resident is the most important. And then if she wants to work, she needs to apply for employment authorization. If she wants to travel back to Thailand or the Philippines later on, maybe she's got a family emergency, a death in her family, and she needs to go back, then she's going to have to get the advanced parole reentry document before before she can leave. And if she leaves before she has that, they won't let her back into the United States. Okay, so that's a whole other part of the process. So right now, just focus on getting your I-129F submitted correctly. It's going to require the I-129F. It's going to require both sponsor and beneficiary going to need to provide a fiance letter of intent. They're going to have to provide from the sponsor his international marriage broker letter, letting him know that he found, how did they find each other. They're going to need to provide a letter, one from the sponsor, one from the beneficiary. It's going to be a letter, basically it's just an introductory letter, telling who you are, what you want, and why you think they should give it to you. All right, we call that the 3W letter. So if you guys out there are looking for an assistant, that's what Philam Immigrations, we offer a service helping K1. We also do spouse visas, but primarily now we get a lot of K1 fiance visa couples that are needing help. And I'm a coach. Everything I do is going to be online. I am here to walk couples through all steps from start to finish. All right, so anyway, enough of that. You can visit us at K1-fiance-visa. I'll put it up here on the screen, K1-fiance-visa.com, and you can reach out to us on Viber or WhatsApp, and we'll just go from there. Consultations are free, and your success is our success. So anyway, hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, like us, subscribe, follow us. I look forward to meeting and helping anyone out there that's in need. Thank you.